Play traditions.
Welcome to the Play Traditions channel. I'm your host, Kendra Moses, and from time to time you will also hear my buddy over in the corner there. He's our resident chef. You won't see much of him. This channel was established as an extension to a project I've been working on for a few years now called Play Traditions. I really wanted to have a platform in which I could be able to encourage people to express their feelings and their own Play Traditions as an individual. Because the whole point of the Play Traditions platform is to make sure that each individual is really paying close attention and giving some real thought into what their Play Traditions mean to them, with everything that comes to them on a plate really entails, and that actually has some worth to them. Not so much as the family line, but the individual themselves. So what are Play Traditions? Play Traditions are everything that has been brought to you on a plate. We're not talking about a silver platter, we're not talking about fancy cutlery or anything else, and we're not even really talking about a specific plate. The plate is actually the metaphor. So Play Traditions are all those things that were brought forth to you in your entire lifetime that involved you being fed. Everything that kept you alive and going, basically, because that's basically what food is. It's our fuel. It's something that we really have to do, but it's something that we have taken a lot of time to focus on, and understandably so. You don't just want to have to just think about something you have to do without trying to make it enjoyable or trying to have some positive or impactful connotation to your life. Everyone around the world has a different definition on what a Play Tradition is. I know this varies from culture to culture, from geographical place to geographical place. I just wanted to make sure that we don't overlook anything, because this is also a part of our heritage and our legacy. So by being part of our heritage and legacy, we want to include it like we include everything else. In my 20s, which was many moons ago, I started noticing this resistance towards the use or the thought of traditions. Traditions became a thing that people had gotten tired of. This archaic relic that they said really had no place in their lives now. If it wasn't for traditions, the things that we carried on from time to time, it was a lot that we would be missing out now in our present day. That's why this is still called a Play Tradition in my mind. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, so to speak, but I do believe in experimentation and exploration as far as our traditions, especially our Play Traditions. These are things that should not seem like they are a barrier or that are holding us back. Traditions. Does anyone really know when the first tradition was ever really made? We have some inclinations about certain trends that have happened throughout history that we associated with the word tradition as being something that each culture has a habit of doing over the course of time and passing on during their generations. That traditions are something that are typically passed down by an act more than a script or a written word. Can we really truly say what was the first tradition ever made by man and when it happened? We have some inclinations based on prehistoric markings, on caves and what have you, but being that was prehistoric, it was nothing written down. Because as far as, I guess, our incarnation of man, they didn't really have a language. Not that something that we perceive as like our English and our Spanish and our French or what have you. They had some form of communication, but not something that we today probably even still recognize. So, with that said, since that time, We have gone our separate ways, and we have expanded and become all our own little nations and countries and what have you. And each one of us hail from a area that is rich and steeped in certain traditions. If a tradition can be melded and molded from different people from different parts of the world, from a point in time where our past incarnations, where we said didn't really have that much of a communication. They just had some things that they did do on a regular basis. These things expanded. These things changed because we weren't doing the same thing. We're not doing the same thing that they were doing then. There probably a handful are, but we're not doing the same thing that the other person is doing now, just because they're in a different place. So that means that Pleiadic traditions, or any tradition, can be expanded upon.
Traditions music.
So we want to make sure that we added some levity to this channel instead of just bombarding you with a bunch of facts and information about food and tradition and what have you. So we're so pleased that we're able to do that with our very first episode. So please welcome to the stage our performer, Culinary Zed, singing a Pleiadic tradition special. I hope you enjoy.
In the kitchen and inspired, now you're making a mistake. Now you're making a mistake. Throwing pans on the stove as the elders hover over you. No, don't anger the elders. Don't you feel the kitchen quake? The foods ain't gonna save you. If you defiant from the start, be like those elders, you gotta cook from the heart. Don't anger the elders, they're not putting you on the spot. They wanna see what you can do because your success means a lot. So the next time you're fiddling around with them pots, see the reflection of your elders and that wisdom they impart. Because how you mess over something that's been there from the start. Pleiadic traditions. Pleiadic traditions. Pleiadic traditions. Elders, you messing with your fate. In the kitchen uninspired, now you're making a mistake. Now you're making a mistake. Throwing pans on the stove as the elders hover over you. No, don't anger the elders. Don't you feel the kitchen quake? Don't you feel the kitchen quake? The fools ain't gonna save you if you're defiant from the start. Be like those elders, you gotta cook from the heart. Don't anger the elders. Put you on the spot, they wanna see what you can do because your success means a lot. So the next time you're fiddling around with them posse, the reflection of your elders and that wisdom they impart. Because how you mess over something that's been there from the start. Pleiadic traditions, they're not putting you on the spot. They wanna see what you can do because your success means a lot. So the next time you fiddle around with them pots, see the reflection of your elders and that wisdom they impart. Because how you mess over something that's been there from the start. Cause how you mess over something that's been there from the start. There from the start. Pleiadic traditions. You messing with your friend. In the kitchen uninspired, now you're making a mistake. Now you're making a mistake. Throwing pans on the stove as the elders hover over you. No, don't anger the elders. Don't you feel the kitchen quake? Don't you feel the kitchen quake? You'll upset the others. You messing with your fate. In the kitchen you hear fate. In the kitchen you're inspired, now you're making a mistake. Throwing pans on the stove as the elders hover over you. No, don't anger the elders. Don't you feel the kitchen quake? Don't you feel the kitchen quake? Don't upset the others. You're messing with your fate. In the kitchen you hear fate. In the kitchen you're inspired, now you're making a mistake. Throwing pans on the stove as the elders hover over you. No, don't anger the elders. Don't you feel the kitchen quake? Don't you feel the kitchen quake?
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the performance as much as we did, and we look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.